Hello, YouTube. We read
Hello.
BritneySpears.com, whatever the book's called. Let's see. Um, I thought it was pretty good. It was all right. It would definitely. I am very. I don't really care too much about the personal lives of celebrities, so I didn't really know about this whole thing that happened with her family and the conservatorship. I think it was called. I'm sure that was like big news, and if I was someone else, I would have been more aware of it, but I had no idea. So hearing about that was kind of like interesting. Um, I was definitely like the whole time. Well, I have a lot. I have like a few notes, but I definitely like asking myself like this sounds like the truth is like probably somewhere in between like the middle of what they're claiming about each other because at the end of the day, she never seemed to be like owning up to the fact that she seems to like have. I'm pretty sure that she like had some like mental instability problems like that that seemed like very clear. Like some of the stuff that she said was just like, wow, that sounds bad, but but from her frame of reference, it was just fine, and I was like, oh wow, so she's got some issues, but never actually owned up to that. And I think at the end of the day, she believes that she was completely fine and sane through all of it, and all of this was just her being like harassed by her family. And I'm sure that wasn't the case. But I mean, at the same time, it does certainly seem like she got taken advantage of too. Um, I can't I can't imagine that there wasn't at least some of that going on. But like basically like as she was explaining what was going on with those kids, and I'm like, if she was not Britney Spears and she didn't have all of this money, I would probably just as a rational person go like, yeah, she probably shouldn't have those kids right now. I'd probably take them away from her at certain points based on like certain things that she was doing. Um, yeah, I didn't even know what a conservatorship is. I still don't fully understand, but looking into that was kind of cool. Um, I thought that that was like definitely like the only it was like the most notable thing about the book. I thought it was like semi cool hearing her like talk about how she grew up, how she like grew up just like with these contemporary people that are like now super popular, and they were just like sort of her peers. What like a weird what a weird way to live. Uh, but I guess like the first like 60% of the book before she got to like the drama of what happened with her family weren't really like as interesting to me. Um, uh, I did appreciate her talking about like her when she was just talking about how like she was like getting going being an artist and just like her obsession with it, making everything perfect. And I always like seeing like when I do watch this kind of stuff, when I do watch like a documentary type thing of like I don't know, Michael Jackson had one. I saw one from like Katy Perry, and like just seeing them like chasing after perfection, and that's kind of like what makes them great. It's cool to see. And it looked like she had it too, which makes sense because she's Britney Spears. Um,
Britney, bitch.
yeah. Um, uh, that was interesting. Her saying that she was like being like like briefly like mentored by LaDonna or by Madonna, or I said LaDonna. How weird. When
Not
LaDonna
that
and
weird.
I hear her say this like all the time to students, but like whenever she's like trying to explain what her name is because it's just odd, she always says it's like Madonna with an L. So I guess it's fair that I did that. Um, oh, I guess I could no. I might as well just say it right now. So the other book that I read was the half of it. It was like a memoir from Madison Beer. I started reading it.
Ew.
I started reading it like oh what?
Why Madison Beer?
Um, I don't know. Why not Madison Beer? Is that crazy in comparison to Britney Spears?
I mean, if I'm gonna fucking read a memoir, it's not a C-list celebrity like Madison Beer. What does
Oh,
she have to talk about? The bitch is like 22.
uh, I actually thought that it was like overall a much better book because she
Okay,
talks about mental health so much, and she doesn't talk about it
we'll
like
revisit this.
And she doesn't talk about it like Britney Spears does. She talks about it like owning it and like just talking about how she's gotten through it. But the thing is like I didn't like pick it up because I'm like, ooh, I really want to read memoirs. That's still not me. This has been in my Goodreads for like a year, like half like unfinished. I started reading it with LaDonna like last summer, and we decided to pick it back up, and we read it in one shot because it was like 3.5 hours in audiobook time, and we read it like at like 2.4, so it was like, like hour
An
50
hour.
minutes and just blew through it. Yeah. So um yeah, but it was just interesting hearing them both, and like I liked that one more than this one. uh yeah,
Bitch, if you
for
don't
like
hurry the
just
fuck up.
various reasons. I think that's about it
Oh,
for me for now. Someone else can go. I probably have more to chime in later.
you got my ass. I can go. I didn't mean to insult you reading Madison Beer. I just thought it was weird because it's Madison Beer. Like out of all people to read is Madison Beer. I
And
just
so like
yeah.
I kind of actually I want to understand the insult. I don't feel bad, but like I categorically don't understand. So you think that
Like
you think it's unworthy because it's cooler to read Britney Spears because she's more popular?
no, and
Oh.
that's why I said let's put a pin in this
Hmm.
because I think this memoir was like poorly written. So
Oh.
I can't even I can't even like really compare it because
Hmm.
I feel like it could be better. It's just like the subject, Madison Beer, is just weird to me because she's literally like a young adult who, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't really been the spotlight of any like
She has
major
borderline
scandals.
personality disorder, and that was like the main catalyst of her writing it.
Okay,
That's what made it interesting. Not so much that she's had this like long glamorous career. She didn't even like try to pretend that she did. It was like
right.
it was a lot of mostly about her mental health.
Christ, yo.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so distracted. There's this lady behind me that I can just tell is a shit driver. Like she's braking at the last fucking minute and like coming in so fast, and I'm like, oh my god. And she's like this close to the fucking wheel, so I just immediately know she's a bad driver. Anyways, um, so that's interesting about the Madison Beer thing. It's not an insult to Madison Beer. To me, it's just like kind of weird because when I think of a memoir, I think of like a tenured actor, musician,
Sure.
somebody who like
Sure.
has more to talk about. But if she's
It's like
struggling,
Madison Beer doesn't have the right to write one because she hasn't
not
earned
that
it.
she doesn't have the
Ish.
right. It's just kind of like it's just odd. I guess maybe like maybe when if I was like younger, I'd like see it differently. But now as an adult, I'm just like, what the fuck does she have to really tell me? But I
Hmm.
understand like the borderline. I don't know why we're fucking talking about that.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's fine.
um, this book was okay to me, and it. Oh my god, I'm so stressed out. It almost read like it almost read childlike to me in a way.
Hmm.
I don't know why. So I was just like, okay, but overall it was good. Like you said, the 60% of it was really honestly very boring to me. It wasn't until we got into the conservatorship that it was like, okay, like this is a little bit interesting. Like this is what I wanted to know about. Like I think the lore behind Britney, I guess I kind of already knew. I think that's why. Sorry guys, I'm having fucking tummy trouble right now. Anyways,
It's okay.
um, so for me, like the best part of this book is like when we got into the conservatorship and like the behind the scenes. Oh my fucking god, this lady's gonna rear end me. And so yeah, I don't know what it was about this book. I don't know if like I read it too fast or what it was, but I just didn't really like the tone of it. Like it all was very clipped. Like the sentences didn't really, I don't know, it just didn't flow very well for me. It was just kind of
Hmm.
very um give me a second. Yeah. So that was interesting. I did know most of this, so it was just like kind of interesting to see it from her point of view. Like the whole Kevin Federline and the kids and stuff like that. And like one thing I do agree with you is like I felt like this book lacked a lot of accountability. Like it
Hmm.
was very much like this happened to me. I was like I did this because this happened and blah blah blah. And oh right, like this is the circumstances of like my conservatorship made me who I am, which is like fine, like that's true, like whatever. She was young, but also how you said there was like a fine line, like there's some gray area. I genuinely feel that there is some sort of gray area, because if you look at her social media, it's been debated like publicly a lot that maybe she did need to be in that conservatorship because of the type of things that she's posting on social media now. And she did kind of touch on it in this book where she's like, oh, people think like, oh, I'm dancing around naked and I'm dancing and this and that, and they think I'm crazy, and but this is because I couldn't do it. But like if you look at her content, she looks manic a lot of the time.
Mm.
Like very manic. I mean, Elle, have you seen it?
Oh, you're muted.
I had to go look at it after the book. I went through her Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Darren, I'm not going to even ask you because I'm sure you don't even
Clearly
care.
not.
But yeah, so I was just like, well, that's kind of weird. And that's why I was like, oh, well, I am curious about where the middle ground is. But overall, it was, I don't really have much to say, I guess. Overall, it was really interesting to me to kind of see it from her point of view, because I grew up with Britney Spears. I went to her residency in Vegas, actually. I've been to a couple of Britney Spears concerts. I remember seeing it all in the news and the tabloids, and like Britney Spears is iconic, like genuinely iconic. But I just feel like this book lacked so much depth. Like it was very superficial to me. Like it was all just like, oh, this is how I grew up, and this is what happened. This is a conservatorship, and this is what was going on, and they didn't let me do this, and they didn't let me do that. But I don't know. I just felt like it lacked emotion in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. It just felt really flat to me. And like I said, maybe it's because I was like reading it too fast. But overall, it was like a good book. It was like a decent book, but it's not my favorite memoir, and I just feel like I'm missing something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I hear that. I think the part of my brain that would judge how well this was like written and stuff, I basically just kind of like had it off because clearly this wasn't like that Tara Westover thing where like she's just good at writing or whatever the hell's going on with her. And in my mind, this was
Yeah.
almost more like reading like a news article. And when I'm reading a news article, I don't really care about the
Yeah.
guy's grammar and stuff and how he's. I just care
I
about what it's
guess.
saying
Yeah.
because I don't know, and maybe I should be grading it more because I'm sure you're probably right that it probably just felt very amateurish. It's just that like I think with the majority of these
Yeah.
memoirs that are not like Tara Westover, who happens to be an intellectual, they are all amateurs, and so I don't know if we're supposed to like grade it down for that. You know what I mean? I mean, although it is a book, and so maybe you don't have any business writing a book unless you get good at writing a book in the first place. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't even think half of these people write their own books, right?
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure they're just sort of like sitting in a room
So,
and someone else is taking a bunch of notes and writing it for them. If I had to guess.
one thing I do also want to touch base on is like I did appreciate the other side of the coin, because, like I said, obviously growing up and seeing it and hearing all the speculation, her confirming it was nice too, and it was kind of like also really funny to hear her talk about like all of these like A-list celebrities and just like
Just
people
very
just like real
casually,
casually.
like yeah, how how
Yeah,
strange. Yeah,
yeah.
I knew
My
Natalie
favorite,
Portman forever, and it was just like, whoa,
yeah.
I don't know her.
Justin Timberlake and all of
Yeah,
that. Like all
yeah.
of that was interesting. And I also think the most interesting part of this book too was that she confirmed that they made her change her singing voice, because it was always speculated that the way she sings wasn't the way she was supposed to sing, that she sings better in a different chord, I guess. I don't know the technical term for it. Because they wanted her to whatever, they changed it. And I was like, okay, so that is true. Like it's always been like a thing that's not her real singing voice. She sings better the way that she wants, but they changed it for fame.
Hmm.
I don't know. So, anyways, that's all I have.
Okay, Manel.
Um, I agree with both of you. The reason I picked this book was because I don't know when it came out, 2 years ago or last year. It just blew up on Goodreads, and I was like, "Damn, okay." And I always wanted to read it, but now having read it, I'm like, "Okay, it's a okay book. It's
It's a
not the
book.
great." Yeah, but I did go through it a bit slower, probably slower than Julia did, and I was able to like get through the story. Um, I agree. I don't think that she's telling the whole truth. It feels like she's kind of censoring a lot of it, because when she was talking about the scenes that got her into that position in the first place, it was very rushed, and like she wrote about it in like
Mm-hmm.
one or two sentences. And I was like, is that it? That can't be it. Like if you got into this, it can't be it. That's how it. But I don't know. It was okay. It was not bad. I appreciated the fact that she wasn't like beating around the bush. Like I feel like a lot of members they like try to make it too flowery and like get into like so much details. Like like they talk about grandma's cooking
Yeah.
was like blah blah blah. I'm like okay, fine,
This
get
one
on with
was
it.
this was pretty
To
much
the
just all
point.
fact based, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
fair.
I appreciated that. But yeah, I agree with Julie. I don't think that she's telling the whole truth because if you go and look at her social, she has a lot out there. A lot out there. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. I wanted to know like what really happened, and hearing it from her perspective was interesting. But I don't think it was the whole truth. But it's just a
Yeah,
good book.
if I
I
if I
got
had
good.
if I had to hazard a guess, I think that like them starting the conservatorship was probably valid. Like she probably was screwing up hard enough to like do something like that, and then I think they probably got corrupt while it was on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
what actually
Yeah.
happened. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they're
I
both
agree.
Because
they're
like
kind of
her
both bad.
saying
Like
like
if
she
anything, if we were being fair, maybe it only should have lasted for like 5 years and not what was it 13 or
yeah
Yeah, it was
something
you
like
very
know, so
long.
that.
it's probably something like that because I'm sure all that money would corrupt people. I can't fathom it. Like if all of
Oh,
a sudden
absolutely.
the dad was making sick, if I was all of a sudden making 16 grand a month, I would kind of want that to keep going, like by any
I
means
do know
necessary.
that I do know that her sister's a fucking cunt. That has been confirmed
Hmm.
by numerous sources, not only just her, but like people that have worked with her. So R.I.P. Zoe 101.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was
Not a
her.
lot to say. That's basically it. It was
Yeah.
okay. It was
Yeah, it was
good.
okay. It was interesting enough. I mean, if it was about anybody else, this book would have sucked. But I mean, it's Britney Spears, and so just hearing about her it's bound to be interesting. You know.
Yeah, she's like a household name, and like we grew up with her
Yeah.
music.
Sure, sure. It definitely like would have been worse if the conservatorship thing wasn't in there. And like I said, from my perspective, I had no idea any of it even happened. So I was like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just
It was
it
like huge.
I'm sure it was. There's no channels in which I would have heard about it. no, no channels that I care about, I guess.
Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Where's that crazy bitch? There she is. Anyways. Dude, she was
Okay.
stressing the fuck out. Can you guys tell when people are bad drivers when they're behind you?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, like, yeah.
Braking poorly,
Anyway,
not staying in the center,
distracted driving.
going like
This
yeah,
bitch is
yeah,
so bad.
the slow veering off and crap. Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bye YouTube. We love you and things.
My YouTube.
Bye.